What's up, guys? Sigvivo's back, and today is the 4th of April 2025. And in the last 90 days, I was able to do close to 65,000 euros within the last 90 days. And I'm not a lucky guy. I'm not some guy who made a new trend or some guy who's just following something and now he's getting lucky. No, I actually have a very breakdown structure of how I do everything, how I run this whole business. And today I will be giving the whole perspective of what I do each day to do 65,000 euros within 90 days as an organic reseller. And I will also break down what an organic reseller is. I will break down the whole structure of mine within this 13-page docs that I created. So stay till the end, and after that you will be guaranteed to make more money. So first of all, everyone who takes advantage of this has an insane edge over the competition. This is just fact-based. This is always how it is. The people that take action, watch a video like this, will be making more money and leave the competition in the dust. Next thing I can guarantee is you will leave this video knowing how to start, automate, and scale any resale product by organically reselling, and you will be able to do over 20,000 euros monthly. 20,000 is just what I do myself in profits currently, and with my business partner combined we're doing close to 50,000. And yeah, that all by simply posting one social media video and starting to create listings on eBay. Sounds really simple. It is very simple. Just listen to me. Okay, before you say, okay, can I actually trust this guy? Who is this guy? Everyone can claim anything nowadays, but I actually have proof that I've been doing this for a very long time, and by that I also have gathered up lots of know-how and knowing how to do this exact thing. These first screenshots are actually from February 2024, means I've been doing this business for a long time. I've been reselling since I was 18, so for the last 2 years, and as you can see already 1 year ago I was always doing over 5 figures just purely off of PayPal. I was already using many different payment processors, so this is simply just PayPal. I was looking over the statistics last time, so this is actually very good proof of you seeing that I was already doing 5 figures at the age of 19 and 18. And we also run a whole community where I explain this whole thing, where I explain the whole organic reselling to all kinds of people, to all new beginners, and also people that come out of other business niches, want to do something on the side or start a whole new long-lasting business with a huge cash flow. For example, this is Jacob. He's 18 years old and he was able to do over 650 euros with one order, around 400 euros of that is profits, and he was getting in that sell with around 2 videos posted simply just on social media, TikTok to be exact. And then that's the same guy. He posted also on marketplaces. On marketplaces he was able to do close to 4.5k in revenue and around 3,200 in profits by simply doing, if you add that up, 27 listings and 23 listings, that's 50 listings. That takes around 1 hour to actually create, and purely off that 1 hour he invested on eBay creating listings, he was able to do 4,265 euros in revenue, which is actually very good as an 18-year-old who's still in high school living in Germany. Then that's actually a screenshot of mine. I did a self-experiment where I tried this whole thing out from scratch. No huge upfront investments, no crazy skill set. The only thing I was doing was simply copying and pasting what I was giving out in the blueprint of the Escape project, and I was able to do close to 50 listings as well. And with those 50 listings I was already hitting 2k in revenue after 2 days. And this is also another client, 8.7k gathered up just on marketplaces. Next client, he was able to do 8,000 in revenue, 6,000 in profits by simply doing around 90 listings, which is actually very simple. This is not taking any more than 2 hours to actually create these listings. Next client, 3.2k. It's going on. This, for example, is Justin. He did 1.6k in 1 day, which is very good. He was doing around 800 to 900 euros in profits. He's also 20 years old, based in Germany. He's traveling the world currently, and he's doing very good for his age. And this is also the same guy who was able to do this result with 8.7k in revenue. This was, I believe, 3 days after. So in the next 3 days, this whole thing totally blew up, and he was doing crazy numbers. And then of course some more stuff from Shopify. This, for example, is one of my accounts on Instagram, and this was a client. We scaled him up on his store with the exact blueprint we show in the Escape project to his first order, close to 600 euros and around 400 euros in profits. And as you can see here, this is also a client of ours. He's based in Serbia, so actually not really the richest country, you could say, but he was still able to get in any orders around the world. Means it doesn't affect you really if you're based in Serbia, Africa. You can do this all around the world whenever you want. There is simply the only thing you got to do inside the Scale project is just copy and paste, and then you will be making money off of organic reselling. So him, for example, he was selling these watches, Psychomods. That's a product we sell. And I will be explaining also why we sell our product a bit later on. So he was able to do with his first two orders, or actually with his second order, he was getting in due to TikTok marketing, organic marketing. Due to TikTok organic marketing, he was able to get in two orders. And actually, the first 3 days of starting his whole store, we created for him and giving him the blueprint of what he got to post online to get in orders. And the second order actually turned out to be a big one, and he did 1.3K in revenue and around 700 to 800 in profits. So he was doing very, very well. Okay, so now you've seen all the proof. Now you know I'm not just full of crap and actually talking bullshit just to sell you guys something. And yeah, let's get into that whole thing. With every business, you need to have the right traffic. If you don't have traffic, people don't see what you sell, then they can also not buy it. That's the thing many people nowadays don't understand is marketing is everything. If you don't market your product, or let's say your product is shit and your marketing is good, you will be still getting in sales. But if you have a good product and your marketing is shit, you won't be doing any sales. That's just the truth, or that's actually just a hard reality in life. So what many people nowadays need to understand as well is we're not trying to become influencers. We want to add cash collected to our offer and not get views. Many people nowadays just look out to get many views here, post lifestyle content, and then in the end it doesn't convert. There are many people out there, for example, running an Instagram account with only a few thousand followers that are doing 6 figures per month in revenue, and then there are people doing millions and millions and having millions and millions of followers and not even doing 5K per month, which is actually very, very sad, because if they used their audience the correct way, or if they had the right community, in the end effect, they would be making multiple 6 figures per month. So what we're targeting is actually 1,000 to 3,000 views. 1,000 to 3,000 views is a lot better than 10 to 100,000 non-targeted views. What do I mean with that? We're trying to keep these targeted views low, because it's simpler to actually reach 1,000 to 3,000 views rather than 10 to 100K, which won't bring you in any money. Means we're focusing on low views and high conversion rate, which simply means we're making a lot of money even though our views are low. And we're not focusing on high views and low conversion rate, because that's not bringing in any money at all. So stop focusing on views, start focusing on low views and actually high conversion rate. That's what's bringing in crazy numbers. And there are 3 ways of doing content nowadays. There is TOF, MOF, BOF. TOF short term stands for top of the funnel. What do I mean with top of the funnel? There are 3 ways of doing marketing. There's actually outreach, market research, or gathering up the clients and then in the end closing them. So top of the funnel would be outreach. Is just very general. Means top of the funnel won't bring you in any conversion rate, because you're simply just posting, for example, lifestyle content. For example, if I wanted to sell these watches, many clients in the beginning make the mistake of thinking this is a lifestyle product. I got to do some fancy pictures, do some lifestyle pictures in a Porsche, or I don't know, show my nice lifestyle. No, you don't want to do that. That's the thing. If you just post a lifestyle, people will just think, okay, he's, I don't know, some aesthetic guy, and he's just posting his lifestyle, and then you won't be converting anything because people don't see the product you want to sell. So cancel out top of the funnel. And of course, if you want to do it, then you can do it, I would say, with every 10th video that you want to post, go with TOF. But 9 out of those 10 videos you post should be MOF or BOF. MOF actually stands for middle of the funnel and is giving out value. It means, for example, what you could do with these custom-made watches is post a video of how you create these watches. It means people really see the process behind how you build these watches. They see, okay, this guy is actually building something. He's not just using this as a cheap dropshipping product, but I will be getting to that later on. Means give out value, show the people how this whole thing is made, and then you will be converting because people see actually the product that you want to sell, and due to that, they will be hopping over to the link in bio, which is usually your store, and then they will be converting on there. And BUF simply just stands for CTA. What is a CTA? CTA simply just stands for call to action. Means you will be doing a CTA. Call to action could be something like discount codes or showing happy customers. As in VSL, VSL means you just push the customer in the right direction. That simply just means you push them straight over to the store. And BUF is always the most converting because people see, okay, you're not a scammer, you're actually providing a good product, you're actually providing what you're showing, the quality is good due to the fact that you're showing customer reviews, and then people will be just checking out. Means focus on MOF and BUF the most if you actually want to convert the highest on a low based view rate. And then very, very important for many people nowadays is they underestimate the other social media platforms out of TikTok. Everyone is using TikTok, everyone is posting on there, and no one, for example, uses YouTube the way it should be used. We have a few clients that actually provide value of these watches right here on YouTube. For example, them building these watches, actually creating some watches, showing the collections, showing the difference, for example, with a real Rolex and a Psychomod, and then they are converting like crazy. That's also what this guy up here did. Here, for example, he's also doing outreach on social media, and therefore he's only able to post, and therefore he could just be posting on YouTube every week one video, and he would still be doing over 5 figures in revenue. So let's get back to this whole thing. Yeah. Stop just using TikTok. Start using all the platforms. There's TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all kinds of different platforms you can use. You can also use Threads, Twitter. All these platforms are there and they should be used. Use all platforms, be disciplined, and stop just only focusing on TikTok. Okay, next off, now we have the outreach. Now the big thing is, how do we do that outreach? And that's simply the packaging of the content. How do we provide the content directly to our end customer? And how will we have a high conversion rate due to the fact of how we build our online content on social media? So it's very important is lowercase titles. For example, this video has a lowercase title. This has a title which is popping out, and therefore people will be, if they saw my video, they will be going back. Okay, what is he saying in that title? Let me tap on that. I will explain that in a bit. So lowercase titles is very, very important. Next thing is actually something I've learned from William Brown. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a coach online and he's doing very, very good sales coachings, you could say. Okay, for example, I took a client of mine here, he's premium hour, and here you can see he has a good title. For example, it says, you bought a Psychomod and you realized everyone you walk past stops you and asks about it. Okay, let's just analyze this whole thing. You can see he's doing very, very good. He did around 5 million views on that. And yeah, close to 200K in likes, lots of saves, many people shared it. So it's performing very, very well. It's a very good video. And now the first thing he did is simply a massive claim. And he seems like he can't spell, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he looks dumb with the accusation he's making right up here. Means he says he bought a Psychomod. First off, when people are psycho, they think about a cheap China watch, and then it says everyone is walking past you and he's stopping you for a watch. That doesn't make sense. Why would people stop you for a Psychomod? It's nothing special. Means he's actually making a massive claim which doesn't make sense, and people just think he's dumb. Now people are like, okay, what does he mean actually with that? So next thing they do is, okay, let me click on the video and see what he's about. What kind of accusation is he making in that? Is it just full of shit, or is it actually something with value? Means you want to pique the curiosity, and that's exactly what he did with his title, and that's also why it performed so well. Next thing is, this is the most important step where many people actually mess up. People in the first off think now, okay, you're dumb, and that's why they have curiosity, and that's why they tap on a video. And in the first few seconds, you actually want to prove them wrong, because if they just go back and they actually think, yeah, let's watch this, looks bullshit, this whole account he's actually running looks very, very trashy, then of course people will not continue to actually watch this video and actually buy something in the end effect off of you. That's the same thing with this title. For example, with this title, I said I collected 65,000 euros in 90 days due to organic reselling, and now I'm just giving it out for free and saying just copy me. That sounds dumb, and that's exactly why you tapped on that video. And now I've proven to you that I actually know what I'm talking about. It means I show you exactly what you got to do. I showed you that I have many sites, and I also showed you a lot of proof. Means I'm not just a dumb guy. I just know how to strategically move the right way on the chessboard, you could say. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Make sure once people have the curiosity and go back to your account, back to the video, you don't seem dumb in the videos, or the quality doesn't seem bullshit, and then people just prove their point right that you're a dumbass. So don't try to do that. Actually try to be smart. That's when people buy off of you. So in the first few seconds of the video, you need to switch their entire belief system. We need them to go from he's stupid to actually, oh, okay, you know what he's talking about. And yeah, due to that accusation, they think now that you're smart. And that's actually very essential, where many people mess up nowadays. And the rest of the video just needs to be insane quality. It means people watch this, now they're inspecting this watch, for example, the right way. They're looking at it, oh, this looks very nice, the quality is good, this guy seems trustworthy. And this is essential for you to actually push people to your store, because if they see that your outreach is bullshit and you're just posting some random content, it has trashy quality, then people will not be buying off of you. And the good thing is, in the Escape project, we already have all that content given out. It means if you would be joining the Escape project, you would be getting a full Dropbox, which is full of all the content we use. We have hundreds and thousands of different pictures, in-hand videos, specialized for outreach, so you don't have to film anything yourself and actually get these watches in hand. You simply just copy and paste the content we have inside the Escape project, and then you just post it online. It's specialized actually, and we have actually someone employed who's updating the Dropbox over and over again, and then bringing in better content over and over again. So as a CTA, you always want to be limited. Means now the people go into the store, and then there should be CDA. There should be CDA in your description, means call to action, and it should be something limited. If people can just buy anything at any time and nothing will ever change, the conditions will never change, there is no pressure on them to actually buy. It means, for example, you always, when you sell a product online, you want to give the buyer the feeling that he's actually getting something out of the deal, and you're the one taking the loss, which means he's paying you. And then if you don't offer something, if you don't have a good CTA, people will just think, yeah, I spent some money at this guy's. But if you're doing it the correct way, and for example, come around with a discount, say something like same day fulfillment, faster shipping times, or a free gift, then people think, okay, I actually tricked this guy who's trying to sell me something because I saved myself some money. But that's not the deal. People never save money when they're spending money online. They just spend it a bit less, but in the end, you're the one taking the profits. So you don't really care if it's a few bucks less. In the end, profit is profit. Okay. So now step 3, this is very essential. This is the market research and the ICP analysis. What is ICP? ICP simply just stands for the ideal customer personality. That's what you could say it. That's what you could name it. Okay, so first off, we need extreme depth of the ICP. There's actually a list. Okay, let me show this to you guys. I found this, so it's kind of like a rank listing. There are different questions inside of it, which simply means what industry did the previous buyers came out of? Where could they be located? Of course, this is for a company right now, but let's, for example, just go here. Yeah, what are their responsibilities, what are their challenges, what they're afraid of. Means I will be linking an ICP plan down below where you can see exactly which questions you gotta ask yourself before actually find the ideal customer personality for you to actually sell something online. But yeah, right now online I can only find bullshit, which is targeted on companies, but you're targeting private people, and therefore it makes no sense. Let me go back to the other. Okay, so once you filled out that whole ICP list, you know exactly what your client's trauma is, what he wants to achieve, what he actually wants to buy, and what may be holding him back from actually buying off of you. And you will be using that whole list and all the info you have gathered up in there to do your whole outreach of how you create the store, how you contact the person once you actually have the tracking numbers. I will be going over to that later on, but ICP is super, super, super important for any online business that you want to run, because that just shows exactly what you got to do. And once questions occur in your online business, you simply just go back to the ICP, and then you know exactly what you got to do in a specific situation to actually solve it and make more money in the end effect. So this is essential for the MCS. I will be explaining to you that later on, what the MCS is, the outreach, pit deck, deck closer, all that stuff. From simply doing the outreach, seeing your customer, seeing your outreach, your social media time, just your social media videos the first time, to actually closing him, and actually then having him as a returning customer. This is essential. This is what most people don't do, but all these successful people actually do have a very, very, very detailed ICP. Yeah, this is the difference between 10K a month and 100K a month for your offer. It means if you don't have this ICP, you will always be stuck at some point. It could be 3K, 10K. For me, a long time it was 10K. And once I started actually implementing this whole ICP thing on my business, then I exactly knew how to target my clients. That's also a huge step where many people nowadays mess up. They want to target everybody, but you can't target everybody. For example, this watch, not everybody wants this. So I really need to find out which niche likes these products and then just target this niche. Don't target for everybody. You can't be selling bricks to someone who's running a grocery store. It makes no sense. If you don't get clear on this ASAP, you will be getting crushed by the competition. You got to be like a chameleon in business. If I always stick to normal reselling, I would still be doing like 5 or 10K per month. And now that I've actually implemented all these systems, all these funnels, and all these ICP analyses on my business, I started seeing instant growth. And now we're not doing 10K as two business partners currently anymore. We're actually running up numbers like 40 to 50K in profits with me and my business partner. And of course, we split that between two people. So around 20 to 25,000 euros is always left for, me and my business partner. As 20 years old, this is very, very good. And then we will be going over to step 4. Step 4 is actually how you can create an offer. In that case, this is the 1 million offer creation. So first thing you got to do when you create an offer online or actually do your outreach, this is how it should be done. You're only going to be able to craft exceptional offer if you have actually done a very, very detailed ICP analysis. And this means step 3 is crucial for you, and you gotta do this. Don't skip this. You gotta know who you want to sell to, because like I said, if you don't know what you're selling, if you don't know who you're selling it to, if you don't know your customer actually, then you won't be able to target him. And once you're not able to target your customer, you won't be making any money. That's where so many people nowadays mess up. They just think they go online, post something, and then they will be making money. No, that's not the case. You actually got to do some analysis. And once you have that, once you know who you want to sell to, then you can actually start doing your content, because then you know what you got to do in the content for actually to attract your clients. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay, second off, the customer needs to trust you. That's super important. People nowadays, just take you as an example. If I was out here and saying, yeah, man, just buy this, and I don't have proof, and everything looks very sketchy, there's no quality behind my whole business, and of course you won't be buying. And the best thing you can do as someone who wants to start organic reselling is not just selling on marketplaces. Go over to a website. Means once you have a website, you have the huge benefit of actually having secured payments. Means this whole thing looks way more secured. You look way more professional than a brand with a new eBay account that has been active for 2 days and 0 views. People won't be buying off of you if you have 0 views. There's no good layout. They see you have a trashy store. So I actually invest some time, and that's also what we do for our clients. Every client that joins the Scale project also gets a website fully built by us, not some Fiverr guy. We built the whole website for them, and then the conversion rate is absolutely mind-blowing. As you have seen in the results, one guy was actually able to do with his second order. He got in after 3 days, was doing 1.3K with one order, which is absolutely mind-blowing. This guy also bringing in over 600 euros with one order, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So these stores we build for our Scale project clients are absolutely blowing this whole scene up, and they're going super well and converting very, very well. Next thing will be time frame. If you're actually selling products online, people want speed and quality. Means if you're sending out a product which looks good on the first hand, but then the whole fulfillment is total bullshit, people will be reporting you, people will be charging back for their money, and people won't be buying off of you again. And that's exactly what you don't want to do in online. That's also where many people nowadays mess up. They have a good business and then they just get a bit lazy because they're getting in orders and they think, okay, everything is going well. I'm doing my 10, 20,000 with organic reselling, and then they stop, or they start being more lazy on the whole fulfillment. And that's exactly the point where they are stopping to grow and actually getting in more chargebacks and more returns, because fulfillment is super, super important. If you buy off a clothing brand, you also want your stuff to arrive quickly. For example, if I'm buying a hoodie in winter time, I want it in wintertime because then it's serving its purpose, and I don't want it to arrive in summertime. That's bullshit. I will just be asking for a refund. And that's always key factor. Have a good supplier with good shipping rates, good quality, good specifications. If something happens, logistics fucks up, everything needs to be secured. People want security online. If you have that, if you offer that, you will be having many returning customers and actually building this whole system as a long-term business, which brings in over 6 figures after a few months. So don't do 5 weeks of shipping times. And that's exactly where the Scale project also helps you out again. We have a supplier, he has shipping times between, I believe, he has shipping times between 7 or 10 days. And these watches are custom made, means he's building these watches, he's sending out pictures to the clients, which you can send to your end client. And then you will always be good to go, because you can always tell your end client the status of where the package is at, what the package looks like, and you can just provide proof that you have actually done his service and you're not scamming him. Fourth would be the niche. Be specific who you're selling. You only want to talk to a certain amount of people and target them. Quality over quantity. This is exactly what I mean with ICP. Once you have done your market research, once you have done your ICP analysis, you will be knowing exactly who you want to market, who you want to market to, who you want to do outreach to, how you want to create your postings, how you want to do your organic posting on TikTok, YouTube, and then you will be able to sell a lot more rather than you just creating random content and pushing it out on total wrong platforms. Next thing will be risk reversal. Means, like I already said in step 2, customers need to trust you. Take all the risk off the clients. That's like you giving them a deal they can't take down because it just sounds too good. Take the risk from them. This is where the offer will look too good to not buy. This is so important, guys. Have secure checkouts, have reviews on your site, actually show them you have many clients. Even if you don't have them yet, in the Scale project, we also provide all these Trustpilot reviews for you, which are converting like crazy because people know Trustpilot, and then they will be buying off of you. Have social media, have a secure checkout, have a very good website, and also have a very detailed plan of what looks like once they buy off of you. Means, for example, you just tell them the shipping times. People don't want to buy off you, and after that it's just like a big question mark, and people don't know when their package is arriving, if it's actually arriving or not. Always keep them updated, have refund policies, secure checkouts, show proof, show client proof, be active on social media. Then that's when people actually see, okay, you're not a scammer who's trying to scam me out a quick buck. And after that, you're just dipping and actually provide a good customer service, and then you will be making money like crazy, I'm telling you. And the next thing will be branding. Unique mechanism means this is exactly why people will be choosing you over any other guy who's basically offering the exact same thing in the reselling niche as you. For example, these cycle mods have been around, many people know these watches, and there are also other people showcasing these watches, selling these watches, doing good profits with these watches, and that's why you want to brand your product. Means once you start selling on marketplaces, you will be having a short-term income of money. You will be making money instantly. You can be hitting like 2 or 3K within the first few days of actually just posting on marketplaces. But after that, you really want to focus on a long-lasting business, because of course you can be making money, but it's just very annoying to do listings over and over again. After time, you want to have After a while, you just want your client base and them buying off of you on a monthly base. For example, if you get around 100 clients, I would say 30 of those clients are returning customers. On average, each returning customer is actually purchasing 3 watches per month off of you. Means if you're doing around 150 euros profits per watch sale and you have with one client 3 sales in per month, that's already 450 euros worth of profit per returning customer. And if you have 30 returning customers, pardon me, then you will be making 450 times 30, which is already 13.5k in profits. This is super, super simple. Purely off of 30 clients, you can be making over 13,000 euros in profits, not revenue, profits. And that's why it's so essential for you to actually know who you're targeting, and then how to actually do the whole checkout system and actually do the customer service for your clients, because you don't want to fumble them, guys. Now the next step will be what you're actually selling. Which product should I be reselling online? Which product works good? How can I do this whole thing? And these options are ranked by my opinion. So what brings you in the most money is actually number 1, and then there is point 3, which brings you in the lowest amount of money. So we will be starting off with the first point, which is SRH. That's simply a breakdown of these 3 steps: serves a purpose, returning customers, high price. Let's just think about these watches. Let me just break it down for you real quick. Yes, these watches look very good, and people love these watches. Psychomod have been around for a long time, means people already know these products, and that's always the thing with reselling products. People know these products and therefore they want to buy them, and the only thing you as a reseller got to do is simply find a supplier which is offering these products and then list them online so people can actually buy them. And the thing is, there are different products you can resell online. Some work, some don't work, and some bring you in long-term profits, some don't bring you in long-term profits, some have long-living customers, some don't. And now I will be explaining to you exactly why these psychomods are the best things you can actually resell as an organic reseller or as a normal reseller in general. So first off, serves a purpose. People nowadays want to dress nice. People want to go with the old money trend. People want to actually wear something that looks nice without actually spending the price ticket, for example, on an AP, or what else do we have here? For example, this Patek. People don't want to spend 50, 100,000 euros on a watch like this because they simply don't have it, and if they would have it, they wouldn't be spending it on that. On top, they also don't want to wear a replica, means they need an alternative, and that's exactly these watches. Means they're their own brand, they're custom made. People know these watches, they know they're not replicas, they have crazy good quality, they're waterproof, sapphire glass, stainless steel, and it also has a warranty onto it, and the whole fulfillment of these watches is super good. You also have a see-through back case, means the quality on these things is just crazy. I also wear these watches myself, means they serve a very, very big purpose and they're already known. Next thing is returning customers. I would say not any other product is actually being returned customers, because if you're selling watches, you're having returning customers. Means you're selling to watch collectors, people that like watches, and people that like watches also like to collect them. That's the thing, they need different watches for different occasions. For example, this one looks a bit more sporty. This looks more like something I would wear with sneakers, for example, and this looks more like a dress watch. This AP with an open heart, not AP, this is a Patek with an open heart. Means there are different occasions for different watches, and the more occasions or the more watch options there are, the more money you will be making, because you're giving him a new opportunity to buy a new watch, and he of course will say yes, because you're already offering the right service. You actually know who you're targeting to, and with watches you will just have so many returning customers. It's absolutely crazy. Like I already said, one returning customer can bring you in up to 3 sales per month. And the next thing will be high price. Of course, high price to sell, low price to buy. We're getting in these watches for around 100 euros. Means 100 euros for these watches to actually be built by the supplier and be shipped to your end client. Means we're drop shipping these watches. We don't have them actually laying around at home. I just have these just for content creation for all my clients inside the Scale project. But you, if you would be joining the Scale project, you wouldn't have to have any of these watches in hand. Of course, if you wanted to, you could have these watches in hand. But what we're doing is simply just sending out these watches. Means once an end client buys, for example, on marketplaces like eBay, he's simply buying them watches for, or he simply sends you around 250 to 300 euros. And of those 250 to 300 euros, you're simply spending around 90 to 100 euros to get these watches shipped out to your client. Means no matter what he buys, if he buys a Santos like this, if he buys something with a red dial like this, you just tell the customer what your client bought off of you, send him a picture, send him the address, then you pay him around 90 to 100 euros, and the difference is actually your profit. Means on average you're doing around 150 to 200 euros in profits, which is absolutely amazing. And you don't want to sell a product with a profit margin of, like, let's say 20 euros, because that's bullshit. In the end effect, you would have to sell these watches 100 times per month. Then you could be making something between 15,000 and 20,000 in profits with 100 sales. Rather me selling something like this or reselling something like this, where I'm just making like 10 or 20 euros profits per sell. And if I sell it 100 times, I would only be making 1,500 euros, which is bullshit. You don't want to focus on quantity. You want to focus on quality clients that pay you a lot. And that's exactly what you're getting in with these cycle mods on organic reselling. Next thing is SH, serves a purpose, high price. Means you're selling something that serves a purpose. For example, I could be selling this camera right here if I got it full or low. And yeah, people don't need thousands and thousands of these cameras, because they simply they just serve their purpose with one-time ordering. Means I buy this thing off you one time, and after that I don't need you anymore, because it makes no sense, because I don't need 100 of these cameras laying around at home. Not like watches, because cameras are not collector's pieces. Same thing as iPhones. Means it serves a purpose. Means if I sell this iPhone or this camera to you, it has a purpose for the end client, and it doesn't have returning customers, but still is based at a high price. Means you're still making good profits off of SH products. And then the worst thing you could be selling is TH, is simply just trending and high price. It's not really the worst thing, but on this list it would be the worst thing. Trending simply means it's not really serving a purpose. It's just something that's in hype. For example, clothes or shoes, they're just in hype for a short period of time, and after that they just die out, and you have no more requests for actually these products you're selling. And yeah, the best thing would be if it actually has a high price and you're making some profits off of it. Then that would be a list of how I would rate these things. And the nice thing is about watches, there are hundreds and hundreds of different options. Means, for example, if this model isn't asked anymore, it's not dying out because it's not a trend. Then there will be just new watch options the supplier is giving out, which you can list online. That's the crazy thing. He has an active catalog, and you will always be able to sell these watches all the time. We have clients been active for 1 year, and they're just selling on a crazy amount of time, and they're actually scaling their business like absolutely crazy, because the catalog of our suppliers is just increasing, which means you can do more outreach, can do more listings, can do more actual content on social media, and get more clients. Next thing will be marketplaces. Means now we have talked all about how you can create an online presence. People can actually buy off you online, how you see them, how you actually target them, how you find out what your actual customer is. And now we're going over to the instant cash flow, which simply means marketplaces. Marketplaces is like a place of many hot customers. People on there already want to buy. They just want to have it for a lower price actually, and then they're buying it off of you. It means if you're offering the right product on marketplaces and the right customer service and fulfillment time, then people will be buying off of you on marketplaces, which simply means if you offer the right thing at the right place, which is marketplaces, then you have a money glitch, kind of, because people are instantly buying off of you. It means Marketplaces offer an indirect act of cash flow because you're selling something people already are looking for. And you don't have to invest any money in ads, and you're still able to do 4 figures in your first week. Yes, we have proven that many, many times inside the Scale project with the blueprint we're giving out in there, that you simply just got to copy and paste it, do a few listings, and after that you have your first sales in, you do around 10 sales, and then you're already up to 1,000 in profits. First thing you got to do on marketplaces is make sure you're selling a product which has many options, like these watches. Hundreds and hundreds of different options with these watches that you could be selling. Means check mark on number one. Second thing will be make sure how others perform with products on marketplaces you want to sell them. Let me just show you. Let me just go on eBay. Let's look for psycho mods. I will show it to you guys. So you guys can see, yes, of course, there are many low balls on here. I don't know if these guys are scamming, if they're not scamming, or if they bought the wrong watches up front. Now they're just trying to sell it for the low. But as you can see, for example, a watch like this, you're getting it for around 80 to 90 euros, which means, of course, the lower the prices are, the less of competition you have on marketplaces, and therefore you will be probably doing the sell. Means, as you can see right now, all this is all today, and you also see people all around the world sell it. Here, for example, Spain. And yeah, I would say many of these are actually our clients. And this is a skeleton. As you can see, many people list these watches, and once you see there's competition, that also means it's a market where people make money in. And as you can see, there are many, many pages. 60 articles per page, and I would say there are more than 9 pages. So a couple thousand just posted on European eBay, bro. I'm telling you, it's going crazy with these watches. Cool. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Check mark on this. Many people want to buy these watches. You're good to go. Number 3, start listing and make sure you're not going full spam and actually do quality over quantity. Means just don't go there, take all the listings from the Scale project and then just spam these listings and don't have a good description, don't respond to customers. No, take your time, actually do it exactly as we showcase in the Scale project, and then you will be making very, very good amounts of money. And with around 70 listings, you're able to do around 3,000 to 4,000 euros in revenue within 3 days. I've proven this multiple times. I will also be uploading the self-experiment in a few days after I've edited this video right here, where I've basically created a new account, did everything as showcased inside the Scale project, used all the pictures from the Dropbox were giving you access to the Scale project, and after 70 listings and 3 days, I was up, I believe 3.8k in revenue. Yeah, so really, really good. And I didn't have any upfront knowledge, and I didn't use any of my upfront knowledge, simply just marketplaces, and they were bringing in this amount of money within 3 days. And then stop over listing if you didn't fulfill the orders yet. That's where many people are getting too greedy. You're starting off with this whole thing, you're starting to see your first 1,000 in, let's say, 1 or 2 days, and then you just keep on posting. As I already said, don't spam, bro. Don't spam this whole thing. You do not want to spam because you want to fulfill these orders, and once you've fulfilled them and they actually arrived at the customer's place, then you can relist. But don't relist, because it looks really weird for marketplaces, especially for eBay, if you're listing more products even though you haven't fulfilled the old orders yet. You know what I'm saying? Once the order is fulfilled, let the customer know via personal chat on WhatsApp, and also let them know about your store. So what I'm doing is simply, we're going to marketplaces, and we also have a store which we market online. And on marketplaces, what we can do, or what you should be doing, is, if you want to use the full potential, is actually reaching out to your customers. Means once someone is actually buying off of your eBay listing or the product you have listed on eBay or marketplaces, then you will be getting that customer's information, and then you simply just go onto a business phone, or not really business phone. You can just get a new number, a new SIM card, something like this. Let me show you. This is a SIM card. You simply just get a new one and then create a WhatsApp business account where you're named as your watch company name or as your reseller's brand name, whatever you want to name it. And then you simply just contact that person. Means he has bought off of you, you have told the supplier, hey, this and this client from the USA is actually getting this watch. The supplier is like, okay, perfect, I got this and this tracking number for this client that bought off of you. And once you have the tracking number from the supplier, you will simply take that tracking number, go onto your WhatsApp business account, and then message the client that bought the exact watch with the tracking number for that order and contact him like, hey, for example, this is Sigvivo watches.com. You have bought of us a few days ago on eBay. I just want to let you know this is your tracking number for the order with this exact watch. And if you would want to buy any more watches in the future, just let me know. I will be giving you a discount code. And the next thing you will be doing is simply just letting him know. For example, yeah, there's a free watch. I've also added a free watch box. There's a free gift. Means he just likes you more, and then he's feeling comfortable with buying again. Means you will instantly have instant contact to your client, and then it will be way easier to actually close him as a returning client for these watches, because you already know if you're doing it the correct way, if you're offering the right customer service, he will be buying off you over and over again because he's a watch collector and he will want to buy more watches. And yeah, once you have his number, once you have actually fulfilled his order, then you simply just do a CTA outreach every 5 to 7 days to actually close him as a returning customer. It means you simply say something, hey man, that the watch already arrived, blah, blah, blah. And after time he says, yeah man, everything arrived, everything looks very good. And then you simply just say, hey man, this is our store, check it out. And we currently have a discount running. There's a discount for New Year's or summer sale, something like that. And if you will be buying in the next 2 days with this code SIGVIVO10, you will be saving yourself 10% on the order. Don't miss out on this opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You guys know what I'm saying, and I can also not drop too much sauce in this whole video. Okay, next up will be the whole funnel. Now you know exactly how you can actually get clients, how you have your store set up, how you do your outreach to your client as an organic reseller. And then there are 2 funnels to actually run this whole thing. And there are 2 ways of actually funneling your whole organic reselling business. The first one is the most effective one, but also takes the most time. And as a result, it also has the highest conversion rate, which is the MCS, Marketplace Chat Store. That's simply just what I explained to you. Once you start getting in sales on marketplaces, you simply just chat with them over WhatsApp, and then from marketplaces you're able to bring clients directly to your store. And while you're already doing organic marketing, you're also bringing in clients via organic marketing. Means you're using the full potential as an organic reseller with the MCS funnel. And this is good for any products between 0 to 500 euros. And yeah, this will be the high time invest option or the high time invest funnel, but also the highest conversion rate funnel of all. For example, we have a few clients that also do the MCS funnel as we showcased it inside of the Escape project, and they're doing around 10K within their first 1 to 2 months of selling these watches, as I just showed to you. And then the second thing will be the OS, the organic store. That simply means you're just, the sales you're doing on marketplaces, you're just leaving them on marketplaces. Means you don't do this extra thing with chatting with the clients and then bringing them over to your store. You're simply just getting in these orders, and then you're relisting once they have actually been shipped out. You just relist and have an active cash flow like that on marketplaces. And the only thing else you're doing on the side is doing organic marketing for your store. And this is good for around the benchmark of 0 to 200 euros, because you don't have the direct contact with your client, and therefore you're not able to sell as high as 500 euros because you don't just have the customer service you're offering on MCS. And due to the fact on MCS you have a better seller to buyer relationship, you could say. Therefore you're also able to charge higher prices rather than you just selling on a store and not actually having instant contact with your clients. means less conversion rate, but also less work. So now we're going over to the last step, which is the sales process. We will just break that down another time. Means I can't give you an entire masterclass on this whole thing because it will just take me way too long. This is very overflown. This is just a part of what we're actually showcasing inside these scale project for all of our members. Let's just go over to this whole thing. Means a store is mandatory if you actually want to do a long-term business. People trust you more, people actually can do a self-checkout, and you will be way more professional, which simply means in the online world you will not be dying out and the competition won't be crushing you, because actually you're going with the flow and you're not just selling on eBay. Next thing will be organic time invest daily. You will be investing around 20 to 30 minutes for around 2 accounts to be managed on, let's say, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Reddit, Twitter, all these platforms. If you're running 2 accounts on there, you will be investing around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how many platforms you're doing this on. Your time spent can be something between 1 hour or 2 hours a day. That's simply just for organic marketing. Of course, if you're doing YouTube, you can't really say how long your time frame or your time spent will be there. Of course, it will be a bit higher depending on what videos you're doing. Third step will be content is totally specialized on ICP to reach max conversion rate. You gotta know who you're selling to. If you don't know who you're selling to, then you won't be doing any business. If you're a vintage reseller and you're selling vintage stuff and you're actually marketing to people who want to buy cameras, then of course they won't be buying off of you. Means the specifications of your product, the specifications of your outreach gotta be the right way for you to actually maximize the conversion rate. Next thing will be tracking your insights, or you will be staying broke. If you start off with this whole business and you don't look over, it means you do this whole thing and you try everything out, you start selling these watches, and then you're doing something wrong with, for example, the ICP, and you're not checking your insights, then you will be staying broke, because there is an issue in how you actually do your marketing, how you actually sell these products. If you don't fix that, that also means you don't fix your insights, and therefore you won't be achieving very many sales, because you're doing something wrong, and you always got to fix something that's wrong for it to actually perfectly work fine. Next thing will be, if you want to succeed on marketplaces, you have to be focused on a lot of outreach, and every 3 days you start creating new listings. What I mean with lots of outreach, with outreach I simply mean you can't be lazy. You're going on there, you start doing your outreach to your clients. Once they buy off of you, you simply text them. Of course, you can't do that with the MCS funnel. If you don't want to do that, just look that you're fulfilling all these orders very quickly, and after 3 days you're just taking down all the listings and start creating new listings, so you will be on the very top of people once they start searching for psychomods on marketplaces, which also increases your whole conversion rate. 6th point will be, once orders occur, you funnel them via WhatsApp. Like I said, if you're going with the MCS funnel, you will be doing that. If you're going with the OS funnel, you won't be doing that. 7, retarget all marketplace clients every 5 to 7 days with CTA. That's exactly what I explained right up here, and also right up here with duty CTA outreach. Simply discounts, free gifts, shorter shipping times, new catalog, all that. Next thing will be keep track of the CTA and ICP results. This is also kind of what you're doing here in step 4. Track not just your posting on social media, track your marketplaces, how they perform, how the products perform, how people like these products. Try out different things, and then you will be seeing what works best for you and your clients in the different product niche you actually want to start. Now, I have actually explained everything to you, actually very short term. This is just a really short part of what we actually provide inside the Scale project for you to even start scaling to 5 or 6 figures with Psychomods as organic reseller. And now, if you're very interested and you actually want to get this whole thing settled with you, and you also want to start being an organic reseller and start seeing your first 5 to 6 figure months as a private person, then there are only 2 types of people I can actually help. First off, if you're currently selling any kinds of physical products, either through marketplaces or any online place, for example, like a store, and you're struggling to actually scale this whole thing or getting in your first orders, then we'll be breaking down for you exactly how I can help you in 60 seconds. So if you have no experience at all, and for the second person, I can also help you if you have no experience at all, and the only thing you really have is that burning desire to start making your first 5-figure months as a student, as someone who's already old, is working a 9 to 5, as a drop shipper, as someone who has already tried reselling, vintage reselling, affiliate marketing, total new beginners, SMMA. We have all kinds of people inside the Scale project, and that's a nice thing. The Scale project is simply one thing and one thing only. It's doing what we tell you to do and simply listing products online the correct way, and then you will be making money. So it's really just a copy and paste flow, and then you guaranteed to make money. What do I mean with guaranteed? With guaranteed means for all the clients inside the Scale project, we have a contract which says the money they spend up front to actually get started with the whole Scale project and start doing their first numbers. If you don't make the money back you have invested with us within 90 days, you will be getting a full refund. Means there is no risk actually involved into you actually getting started with organic reselling and starting to see your first numbers. So I work on a done with you base. I work on a done with you base. Everything that I'm breaking down. Perfect. So if you join the Scale project, you will be getting a full community. We have around 80 clients currently inside the Scale project. Everyone is succeeding. Everyone is getting in orders. We have people all around the world, people all kinds of different ages. We have people from 15 to actually 40 years old, all across the world. I'm actually talking all across the world. We're talking Europe, America, Dubai. We even have people in Africa doing this whole thing, and everyone is succeeding. So nothing is actually holding you back rather than yourself. Next thing will be, we will be creating a store for you. Means you will just be giving us the login for your store. We override the whole thing. We overdo the whole layout of your store. And after that, it will be very, very efficient of the conversion rate and also the average order value, bringing in the max amount of revenue you can actually do in the niche you're trying to sell it to. Next thing is, we will be giving you a whole playbook of what you got to do on marketplaces, of how you can find your ICP. Everything is break down 100% inside the Scale project of you starting a very, very detailed 5 to 6 figure, even 7-figure business within your first year of doing the whole Scale project, guaranteed. And the only thing you really got to do is simply just apply for the Scale project. So if you're feeling you want to escape the whole rat race, you have already tried many businesses before, and you're scared to actually start a whole new business and start actually getting in crazy numbers. Of course, that's normal. Many people out there just talking bullshit. We also have many testimonials. We also have many more videos on YouTube explaining exactly what we're doing. But once you actually gather up everything and you actually want to start changing something in your life and start that 5 to 7 figure business, then there will be a link down below where you can simply just apply to work with us. If me and my business partner actually think you will be a good fitment for the whole Scale project and we want to work with you, then we will be reaching out to you in 1 or 2 days, and after that you will be printing money instantly, and that's also guaranteed on a contract we have. And as well, also check out our social media. It's at SigVivo on Instagram. On there we're also posting a ton of free value you can use as a reseller or someone who also wants to start business as a total newcomer. With that being said, I would say I hope you guys were able to take lots and lots of value out of this whole video, and to the next one. See ya, boys.